Okay, let's start by addressing this. Was it a penalty or was it not? You'll hear people saying, no, it was a soft penalty. I teach English. I know that soft is an adjective which basically modifies the word penalty. So penalty is there, it's just that you are adding soft to modify penalty. So in any case, it's a penalty regardless, right? Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs, Khosi Football Club, and we are reacting to the 5-goal thriller between Maritzburg United and Kaizer Chiefs in the Dstv Premiership. A game that started and the Chiefs were like a house on fire. Like from the get-go, I said this, people give me my flowers right now. I want my flowers. Because I said this beginning of the game, before even the game began actually, yesterday, I said, I just hope Maritzburg can be brave and then Ashley will feast. Because they were trying to play a high line and press the Chiefs and go after the Chiefs. And then the Chiefs took advantage of that earlier on in the game. Because if you look at the goals that we scored, the first one was the ball over the top. And then Dupri chases after the ball. The keeper slips and kisses the floor. The ball is played across. By the way, that is very good. That is very good composure by Dupri. Plays the ball across. Udoli picks his spot. It's a goal. Same thing happens again in the second goal. Matt gets the ball. He passes it. This time it wasn't the ball over the top, but it was just on the ground, and then the ball goes to Sahil. Sahil again turns the defender, cuts in, takes a shot. Good goal. 2-0. I'm like, I said Chiefs were gonna win 4-0. At that time, I was feeling like, I don't know. I was feeling like a pundit of the year. A pundit of the year. Because at that time, I was like, yeah, my predictions are becoming true. Because the same thing that I said, if Maritzburg comes out and they are brave, they will be exposing themselves. Okay. Chiefs thought, you know what? We've scored 2 goals. Let's go back to our default settings. Winning is good, but messing it up is even better. So let's just mess it up and force our passes over the defense, even if we see Guti, those passes are not on. And then we just gave up in the bare position, and you could see Guti Zwane wasn't happy. And people will say it was Zwane who gave that instruction, because at that time when they started, all the time now they are trying to kick the ball over. There was just nothing. Funny enough, when we considered that free kick, the corner, I had written on the notes here, Guti Hlanti's tackle, he showed Guti was alert. And Uhlanti today, I will say this, Guti defensively, I will say this, defensively was very alert. Like, he was very alert. Even going forward, he was really good when it comes to playing the ball and not delaying the ball. So, Hlant, here are your flowers, right? But after that corner, we then forgot to mark. And I will say this, that corner, that was Tebe's fault, because he completely lost his man and then the man scored. Because as is that you don't stop the person you are marking by beating them into the ball and heading the ball away. Sometimes you just have to be a nuisance enough to make sure the person who's heading the ball is not comfortable on the ball. And Stebe went to sleep, and then Ugwede, I am sorry for mispronouncing his surname, Gwede scores the header, and then all of a sudden the game is back on. And this is the 21st minute. I'm like, oh, Chiefs, what are you doing to me? And at that time, I'm thinking, I can still kill the game. All we need is literally 1 goal to bring the game back to 3-1. Always they go to sleep again. They just go to sleep. On the 40th minute, we were still continuing, Jalo, with these rushed passes, because we were non-existent at that time. Umat was non-existent. They neutralized him. Funny enough, I said this before he came. So abantu kumele bawabukele ama pre-match match reactions akhona. Pre-match preview, because I said before the game what Maritzburg United are going to do, they are going to neutralize Umtu, which they did. Graham ubehleli nje nomntu making sure whatever movement Mtu was making, he was with him all the time. So Mtu was eliminated, and Mtu, after being eliminated, our midfield going forward, they couldn't do anything. So they couldn't even string 2 passes together, so they'll just go, because there was nothing that we saw. And then defensively, there was also nothing because Umat was just absent. The only person obumbona working defensively was Usteb. And so Kuluma more about players, my player ratings. But our midfield was just dead going forward and defensively. And because of that, it exposed it defensively too. And it showed when we got the free kick, when Maritzburg United got that free kick, because they were just running into Kweneka, and then Kweneka ended up committing EE foul. I did not actually see the incident. I will tell you this, because what happened, I had a network connection and then I saw it was a free kick after that. But I will say it was open season towards our defenders too, because our midfielders, they were not covering enough ground to prevent Maritzburg from attacking us. And we get a free kick. Before we talk about the free kick though, and who's responsible, please, if you are new to this channel, we speak everything Kaizer Chiefs here. So subscribe to the channel so that you can see content like this from this channel. Thank you so much. By subscribing, you're also helping the channel and YouTube to see this is a good channel and they should recommend it to more people like you. So thank you to those who have subscribed, and thank you to those who are subscribing right now. Okay, now if Rikeki Konudoli on the wall, Konuhlanti, the one that I complimented, but when we get a free kick, he doesn't jump. He does not jump. I don't get this. How do you not jump? You are placed on the wall strategically by a keeper who knows the who scored the penalty, Usokona. Like, he knew Peterson the guy, if he goes for the near post, he's going to play the ball right over Uhlanti, and Uhlanti was placed in that position because he was the tallest player on that wall. And Uhlanti didn't jump, because if he had jumped, then we're talking about something different. He would have headed the ball, and maybe the ball was going to take a different direction or even hit the post and go out, but it did not jump. And that's something that was like, how I didn't see it at the time, but when I saw the replay, I saw how so bro, why did you not jump? So I was disappointed with that. All of a sudden, Maritzburg are back in the game, and I'm like, ooh, we are finished. Because now it was looking like Maritzburg was just going to score the third goal and then defend. But for some reason that I do not know, this upsets me, not as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, because it played right into Kaizer Chiefs' hands. I don't understand. It seemed to me there are two reasons and explanations for this. Maritzburg, second half, they just changed approach. They were no longer as aggressive as they were in the first half. That could be the first theory. They were trying to not be as aggressive as they were, because when they did that in the first half, it led to them conceding 2 goals, right? That's just the first theory. They were trying to remain compact and utilize the chances in case they got them. That's the first theory. The second theory is that Uzwane made adjustments in his team, because I'm just talking from what I watched, because Umat now, they didn't look like they were playing like this when Usteb. They were no longer like this, but they were more like this. So Usteb was much deeper and Umat was further ahead, and by doing that, he was kind of helping Umtu Uguti. Now, while they were focusing on Umtu, Umat was now ahead, and the shape here midfield, it was no longer like flat, but it was like this. So Umtu was here. Now it's all of a sudden a triangle. So now it was a bit different from what it was in the first half. So now we're able to get some spaces in the middle. And with regards to our press as well, since now Umat was further ahead, it was quicker for us to press them. So it was just a minor tactical adjustment from Uzwane that made some difference, because now in our pressing, we were quicker to press them and to prevent them from playing the ball from the back. At the same time though, if we have the ball, now we have more options, because we are no longer flat, we would pass the ball across, but now you have the option you have option Matt is playing to Solomons. Although I will say this, Umat kept on losing the ball. My God, Yusuf loses the ball all the time. I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. He just loses the ball. Don't get me wrong, Umat does have equality, but I don't know what happens. Like in the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, he just loses the ball all the time. Like if it doesn't get nicked off him, he will then try and pass the ball and then the pass is wayward, someone else wins the pass, and then we're in trouble again. So I think Matt should do better in that regard, making the passes more accurate. My grade 7 teacher, Usemti, told me, Uti, it's better if they take the ball from you, but don't, if you're a midfielder, e-baller, you should never lose it while you are trying to pass. It's better if they take it from you, because if you are not sure about the pass, you are not accurate enough about the pass, then you are going to give away position. So keep position until you know what the pass is accurate. I know people will say, oh, you are playing it safe, but yeah, it's better to play it safe, because if you keep on giving the ball away, then you end up just screwing the team over. And then the second half started, and obviously, as I said, with those adjustments, and we're better in terms of how we're building up, because what was happening again with this flat double pivot thingy is that we're kicking the ball. But now that the shape was like this, now we're progressing the balls to step too much to who was not visible as much, and the frustration here showed, because now when he got the ball, he would try to do something magical like take a shot, which was too much for him, because he was blocked. He wasn't given any space, as I've already highlighted. And then we came to the big moment number 9, where there was that pen. I first wrote here not a pen, because from looking at it, it just didn't look like a pen. But when I look the second time around, there was no contact in Yaweni, but it's good again. It's good, yeah, because he lost the ball, he slipped somehow, something happened, and then he saw Dstv hit the ball, and then he pushed him with an elbow. Slightest touch, but if you've played football, you will know, Uguti, if you are running, if someone just touches you a bit, you are done. You're going to fall over. And obviously, I do think Dstv probably made a meal of it, but still, it's a soft penalty. But as I said, it's just an adjective. The penalty is still there. Uguti softy, no mirafu, it's still a penalty. And I will say, Uguti, Umat was so composed in that pen. In fact, if he had missed, I was going to be pissed. He just looked so relaxed. I don't know whether there was a way for him to also like sort of make the keeper see Uguti is not scared, because he just hit the penalty. If the keeper had gotten a stronger hand, I feel like he would have saved that pen. But regardless, he was calm, he was able to pick a spot, because I've seen worse penalties. So he was able to just pick a spot, which is good, make the keeper work. The keeper tried to work and he couldn't work and make a save. So good on you, Matt. Composure, that's what we need. And the next one is we only had one sub today, Ungobo Form 2, which I think is a sub that should have come on maybe like around the 65th minute, not on the 80th minute, because I feel like Umtu was done. Like first half he was finished, second half not in like you're done, never play, no, but he didn't have a good game, shame. So you needed someone who was going to be there in midfield and work hard defensively in a shape and form of Unjabulo Ngcobo, which he came and did. But you needed him much earlier, because you can't afford to give teams these small opportunities, because at times when you do give these teams a chance, they take them. So don't even risk it and say, I will save it for 10 minutes. And Mina, if you ask me, why did Zwane not make changes? This will be the first time that I will actually say he was right to not make any further changes. I know he made the last 2 changes, which is Umashiane and Umatlo for Utoli Nusail, which was time wasting. But I will say I don't really think Uzwane could have made changes in that game, because if he had done so, this team would have probably collapsed. You remember the other time when we were playing against Arrows, he made subs, Kwangeno Nange, Kwangeno Caleb, and then everything just went to hell, and then we ended up losing the game. So maybe sometimes you just have to keep things like that. Mina, today, call me a plumber, but today I thought it was necessary to just make the change come to Pela and keep everything else the same, because Usail, one thing that we don't talk about enough is his passing accuracy. His passing accuracy, Usail, is on another level. Like, he doesn't pass a lot of balls, but is able to switch the ball pinpoint I saw him do it twice today, so I hope he continues to do that, and his powerful left foot is good enough. I just think one other thing that could have been solved is, or that I was disappointed with, is that Tomat, I don't know what was the message on his t-shirt, but now he's not playing in the next game because he showed the white thing. I don't know whether he knew that he was 1 yellow card away from suspension, because I think that was not smart. Like, it wasn't really, like, because now he's not available for the next game, even if the message is so important. But why risk getting a yellow card? But I will say this about today's game. I will say Guti, we showed Guti we can play good football. Uzwane made a good adjustment in the second half. Itimie to continue to do the same things that we do, but we didn't miss as many chances as we usually do. We had fewer chances, but we scored those chances. So I will take the win and say it did not happen as in the way that I wanted it to happen, but regardless, it ended up being a win for us. So I'll take the win and say, leave your comments letting me know what you thought about the game. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video, and until next time, remember, equals Al Pelumon.